Good shots at 99 cents for two dollar.
Alright, so
What's up, guys? This is Mr. Bazy bringing you a discussion video today. It's basically going to be this free-for-all so you have something to watch, but it's going to be a discussion to further elaborate on the Halo and Call of Duty concepts that would make the games better. And we have the entire Clan vs. Clan with Bros squad here today, so we'll have everyone's insight on that. Alright, guys, what's up?
I'm out my way to make sure I die.
You guys there?
Yeah,
Alright. So let's first start out with, I think, Halo, just because there's less to talk about. Right off the bat, from your experiences, those of you that have played Halo 4, what do you think could make it better, just from what you've played?
Making the game all over again.
What specific things? What specific things?
The power shot thing, like it was fucking gay.
The damage boost. You don't like that? Oh, the bolt shot. Yeah, the bolt shot was a little bit ridiculous. Yeah. Okay. So you don't think it should just be like lowered in damage or what?
Are you talking about in competitive or just
competitive? Well, no, just I guess in terms of just like the game being balanced as a whole for social and competitive.
Well, I didn't like it at all because it's fucking stupid, but you know.
I don't like ordinances at all.
Yeah,
you don't like. Oh, ordinances, yeah. Ordinances weren't in Halo 3. That there were power weapons though.
Like power weapons are okay though.
I feel like power weapons are like the kill streak, you know? But
yeah.
I don't like having a kill streak like Halo.
I think shotties should be like different. Like you should be able to like shoot me like cross map sometimes.
All right.
I've got maps with them before.
You said you
like at a set range.
Okay,
like,
so less range.
I have like a balance, yeah.
Right, yeah. So that was something I covered in. Right, yeah. That's something I covered in my video was weapon balancing as well as map balancing. So like based on what you played, I mean I know we played some public stuff, but based on what we played, other than Forge, of course, how do you feel like the maps were balanced? The developer maps.
They're pretty good, except that one that was in it was just stupid. I don't remember what it's called, but it was awful.
I was never.
You mean the Solace, the one that we played the most?
Which one?
Solace, the one that we played the most. The one that I was talking about.
That you did.
Yeah, Solace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Bro, you're oh my god.
So basically, I don't know if you guys have much experience with Forge, but I discussed bringing back the Forge environment from Reach if you guys played that, as well as keeping the one from Halo 4 and maybe adding like a Covenant style one. So if you ever played the Halo missions or if you've ever played older Halos like Midship, stuff like that, have an actual environment for that. What do you think? What do you think about that?
I mean, it'd be cool to have different environments for each map, but
right.
That all goes like. But
not a Halo player.
That's okay, Burke. We're getting on to Call of Duty pretty soon.
I haven't played so I don't really.
The DMR should not have been as good as it was, like at all.
Well,
DMR, okay, yeah, it was pretty overpowered in the beginning. I think they did a better job kind of putting the other weapons on scale with that gun. But yeah, you're right. You're right about that. It still does have some pretty high superiority long range. Let's move on now. And I also discussed an on-off switch for custom game settings that would pretty much allow you to do things like back in Halo 3 there wasn't anything such as like sprint, and most people didn't like that actually. Some people didn't even like competitive because there was sprint involved. So what do you feel about there being an on-off switch to kind of like turn off things like maybe melee for team snipers and running for different competitive modes? I think it would add a little bit of variety.
Well, if I can knife and team snipers, it's kind of fucking like pointless, right?
Right, and that was that's something I've complained about. Even I basically call team snipers team hands because it turns into that when you get close up.
Yeah, like it should like only like for snipers who are actually good.
Right.
Hit me in the back.
Right, yeah, and also what I talked about was in Call of Duty. I was wondering if this could probably be implemented, but I thought maybe not because sprinting is kind of a part of the game. But I mean, can you think of anything that would benefit from being turned off or on?
Knives.
Yeah, combat knives. Maybe. Oh yeah, definitely.
And that you think in like terms of certain game modes or just competitive in general?
Sometimes search.
I feel like it doesn't need to be turned off, but it just needs to be dumbed down for this.
So-
It needs to go back to Black Ops 2 knifing, where it wasn't a consistent thing that you would get a kill.
It shouldn't even do that. It should just like make you one shot. Like it shouldn't like it should like
Right.
shouldn't-
So
yeah,
so
At
so
the
you
same
think
ti-
maybe you
at the
should.
same time it's Call of Duty and it brings you in close range and it's kind of
Right.
fucks you over.
So you what you think maybe is
Especially
that
with how long a knife takes.
right? And so you're saying maybe that you speed up the melee time a little bit, and it takes 2 knives to kill, like 2 swipes. Yeah.
Or you try to involve something like Battlefield knifing where
It has to be out. It has to actually be out for one shot. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. And you think that might
actual combat scenes.
right?
You know
And
what I mean?
you think that would fit in a game that has the damage setter more towards like Black Ops or this game where you die pretty quick? You think do you think it would fit better in this game or Black Ops is basically what I'm saying. Like, how long it takes you to die in Black Ops versus how long it takes you to die in Ghost.
Probably Black Ops, 'cause, like I mean it can work in both to be honest, but like Black Ops, like it takes so long to die. And if I get somebody one shot and just kill them like
well,
that.
if it takes longer for somebody to die, I mean you're more
No, but
less
it can
likely
help
to use
more.
a knife.
Right.
No, it's like it can help more. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, let's get back on the Halo for the last one. Oh, actually, no, I did talk about the last one. That was the Covenant environment. So moving on to Call of Duty, what do you think just right off the bat could make this game better? I mean, it's a new developer, right? Activision. Activision's taken over the
Not
reins.
Infinity Ward anymore.
Well, okay. Well, in terms of Activision, the first Call of Duty, but they've been in the background for like a really long time, so they're not ignorant to what Call of Duty's about. But basically, what I talked in my video was like being really serious about weapon and map balance before you worry about like fun stuff.
Yeah.
And do you think you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean,
totally
like
agree with that.
you said before, like you need to make the competitive first,
Right.
and like
Well,
I think that
that comes down to the whole thing, though. You're not going to sell as many games if you're selling to competitive players, whereas you're selling to.
no, but like if you make it like a good competitive
Well, right,
game,
yeah,
like,
I
you
think-
put your
Yeah, that's
top-
true.
top
Yeah,
stats in.
Yeah, I think my thought process was more along the lines of you worry about the core foundations of the game before you worry about whether or not Hunted is good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hunted.
Like
Yeah.
games like Grind that nobody like plays.
That's not even in the rotation, dude. It's
Well, right. I'm just saying. Like, if you work on hit registration being good, map balance being good, the smoothness and flow of the game being good, then you're appeasing to the competitive community, but then you're also allowing other fun game modes like Hunted to work smoothly as well. Because in actuality, they don't really use the mechanics. It's I like the hit detection in this game.
Like for maps, like the maps would be cool, but like they need better colors.
Right. And something that
I think they need to get more
the
like
colors
color
are
to
fine.
it.
Colors great on the Xbox One.
yeah. So
Yeah.
It should.
I've always liked
if
the
they're
way
gonna make
Activision's game looks.
right, but in terms of the different developers.
consoles.
In terms of the different developers, despite consoles, Infinity Ward has always had duller games than Treyarch.
Yeah.
I mean, Infinity Ward, I feel like wants to capture the war aspect rather than the video game aspect of it. I mean, they want to portray like war, I guess.
But like you can still do.
But I don't think you should portray war like completely in this. Like,
Right. Yeah, it's
This
probably
would
more
be more of a
Battlefield thing.
game.
Yeah.
yeah, that's more of like a Battlefield thing. Battlefield's more realistic. This game
Yeah,
is
people
kind of
play
based
Battlefield for the
kind of
realism.
style.
Right. Yeah.
So I
Okay,
think,
so I
like,
can see that.
Activision nails it on the head when they come to like graphics and stuff because it's
Right.
so colorful and vibrant.
I'm really hoping that Sledgehammer tries to bring the best of both worlds in the Call of Duty for the next one.
So,
They combine the stuff that they did right in this game, that
Right.
they did right, and they bring all this shit in that Black Ops 2.
Blitz could have been fun if there was like a way to like kill somebody but not let them cap.
right. Now, something that I brought up in the video was, maybe they could take, Treyarch maps, Infinity Ward hit registration, maybe, Infinity Ward probably perk system, because the perk system, in my opinion, works really good in this game. Yeah, and maybe add some of their own new little things. But I mean, I feel like because they've been in the background and observing the games, they probably have a really good ability to kind of piece everything together and make a great one.
Well, I feel like taking in some like pro players to like put their input on the game, that'd probably help with the competitive part. But like I don't know.
Yeah, like Halo did when they were coming to map balance.
Yeah.
They brought I believe it was Bravo, who was a coach for Halo, and and also brought some competitive like players and had them test out the game for the new weapon balance and told them, you know, what was wrong, or you think they should do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that something they did in the past? I thought that was kind of something they did in the beginning of Black Ops 2, or was that just the tournament? I might be wrong.
else that I would like to see is maybe a beta here or there. Like half these games, most like.
Yeah, the last beta was like World at War, right?
I don't even know when the last beta was. Dude.
No, I mean for Call of Duty. I'm pretty sure the
that
last
needs
Call of
to
Duty
come
that had a beta was World at War, I believe,
I think so. Yeah.
and it was free too.
Titanfall. Everybody fell in love with the game because it released on a beta.
Right. And you know, yeah, I think it also matters where you release the beta too, because I mean, I'm not saying anything about Frostbite, but you know, the people, you know, Frostbite when they release their games, they release their beta like a month before the game comes out. I just don't feel like that gives ample room to make changes.
Yeah, that's not enough.
More like of a hype kind of thing. Instead of, testing.
You're not really too interested in.
Or like they could release like an alpha then the beta like a month before. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that could probably work. Yeah. All right. So something else I brought up was in terms of customizability was you know how they have camos in this game.
Yeah.
And you know you can only set certain camos. Like let's say I used this example in the video with ducky camo. You know you know how it's only one color. It's the yellow duckies or whatever. You should probably be able to select from a set of colors, but not ones that are set colors. So I brought up the idea of a color wheel from Rainbow Six.
Like they do with the red dot sites and stuff.
Right, but
you want like a blue dot or
well, yeah, but a little more in depth than that. Rainbow Six Vegas, they used color wheels to color the characters, and I think that they should bring color wheels into the game because I mean then you're kind of allowing people to customize to the exact like shade that they want. I mean, you guys feel like that's a pretty good idea?
I mean that'd be awesome. Like, cause I like some of the camos like the colors I don't like.
Right.
Well, when you're talking about characters in this game, you have different camos for different environments. But if you could actually just select one camo, like Rourke looks sick in his black ass camo, but if you put him in like I don't even know what he looks like shit in his stupid urban camo or whatever.
Yeah,
right.
Like the gray one or whatever.
Yeah,
and Makarov and the freaking green Makarov suit that looks like complete shit as well.
Right, and another thing I brought up, you know, in addition to the color wheel was, you know, maybe instead of just having, let's say, the ducky thing, you can only change the shade of the ducky colors, but rather, when you pick ducky skin, you're actually picking the template of ducky, and you can individually color each layers with a color wheel.
Yeah.
I think that would be a pretty good concept, especially for things like what is that, the 80s, the 1980s that Burke likes a lot.
Yeah, 1987.
Yeah, I think if you could just imagine if you could you know, individually color those layers to the shades you want. I think that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, and
another thing, if you could like customize like the volume scale, like zooming in and out.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool too.
I like
You mean in terms of like snipers or how far you're?
Snipers.
Okay, yeah, that would be. You know, I completely forgot about that. I didn't mention that. It's a good idea. Yeah, that's really good. And I also brought up textures on the guns, like different textures rather than just paint. Maybe like a fur or something like that. What do you feel about
If
that?
I was running around with a fur camo, I would win.
No, I would love this shit. I'd make
like a mink camo,
Kelly.
dude.
Yeah, well,
That would be a cool thing with the blue tiger camo, though. Like if you think about it, like
yeah.
Oh, that'd be awesome, dude.
Yeah, so
or like a white tiger, snow tiger pelt. That would be freaking sick as hell.
yeah, I think I was.
Camo was actually like a fucking tree.
Oh yeah, like it actually looks like leaves, like you put leaves on there.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
That'd be awesome, dude.
Yeah. So with that
Like a
is
ghillie suit kind of thing. Like a ghillie suit.
yeah, you can even do that onto your gun. Like you could add the you know, what is it called, the you know, that whatever the ghillie suit material is, you could add it and then maybe even color it, you know, differently, like white or green or you know, whatever. Maybe even hay. Who knows? But you know, with that, is there anything else that just off the top of your head, you know, you think would make the game better? Like the stuff that you've been playing and you know.
Spawns now.
Yeah, spawns is definitely a problem.
CTF. I want CTF.
Right, yeah. That was another thing I brought up. You should bring the
Are way too complicated.
Yeah.
Dude, did you
Okay,
check-
so you wanna
Okay, Tanner, I know you didn't play any of the new DLC maps. The new DLC maps are freaking awful.
Are
There's,
there,
you have dome, and that's it. Everything
No, I
else,
like
there are 3 levels on each map, and it's completely retarded. Because you could literally run right underneath somebody and you never know it.
I
So-
love
And
it.
there's no way to kill somebody.
I just wish like they would go back to like, I think Black Ops 2 made like great maps. Like they played well, but at the same time,
So pinned in
they
there.
weren't like overcomplicated.
Yeah.
So,
So
My
do you?
favorite map was Raid. And
Well,
that was-
simple
on the-
maps is what makes the game kind of like it's
Yeah.
Call of Duty. It's
On the-
not Battlefield, because Battlefield maps have to like you have boats and shit to maneuver the whole map.
Right now, on the topic of maps, I know Halo is really big on this. The competitive community really likes this, and I don't know if it really applies that much. So why don't you guys tell me? Is symmetrical stuff? I mean, do you think that simple symmetrical maps is more like appealing than just maps that generally work well but aren't symmetrical?
Yeah, I like.
If a map works well and it's not symmetrical, it's fine. But it's the maps that they try to overcomplicate.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. See, I know that.
There's one map in Halo that is like I forget what map it is, but it's
Is it Guardian?
stupid.
Oh no, Guardian's not stupid. Anyway, but well, that's my opinion anyway. But yeah, because I know that symmetry is a really big thing in Halo. I'm not really sure why. It's just kind of it's the way the game works better that way. But in Call of Duty, I feel like it doesn't really matter as much. But yeah, so
I kind of like
balance-
symmetrical maps
you
in Call of Duty because of like domination having like two sides. Because if it was symmetrical, you wouldn't need two sides. It'd be the
Right.
same.
Yeah.
right.
on
Yeah,
sides,
you wouldn't
so,
need to
like, you have
switch.
a good
Right.
side and a bad side sometimes.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think of that concept. That's a pretty good idea. Okay, so you think?
Well, I think it depends on what you're gonna like use it for.
And of course, we're
like-
thinking competitive side of things because we're
Cause like freight for capturing the flag would have been awful if you think about it.
if it was symmetrical, you mean?
no,
freight
just
for
if you
CTF.
played capture. the
Oh,
Flag
on
Freight,
CTF.
that-
Right, but I mean
You just
the
run underground every time, and that just
right.
stupid. Like,
Yeah, and
Well,
But
that
maps, like,
comes down to the whole thing with picking the maps with the game mode. Like you have to
Yeah.
pick the game mode that's it on that.
yeah, the one concept I brought up was and this is something we've talked about before, is they shouldn't have taken the game modes out, but rather just leave them in. And there's really no point in taking stuff out. Like in Reach, they took out a lot of the Forge stuff that, or I'm sorry, in Halo 4, they took a lot of the Forge stuff away from Reach that people liked, and it made Forge, not only frustrating but difficult for the people that were more advanced at it. And so, in terms of that, they should keep the game modes in that work and the ones that they like.
Well, that's what they tried doing that with the whole public match thing. They took CTF out because it didn't get anything for public
Right.
matches.
Right,
Okay, that-
but
well, take S&D out, dude.
yeah, but I mean, like that's fine if they don't want to include it in the online, but they should keep it there, as a
Yeah.
as a game mode. Like I was talking to Shady about the
They should have it as a
territories.
game mode period because they've had it almost.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah,
Different
yeah, Capture the Flag is a classic. I'm just saying, like, even if they
Like, look
wanted
what
to
they
take it
did.
out and force people to play their new game mode, they probably should have kept it in just for the sake of, even not even
Well, look what
competitive,
they
but
did with
just
Search
fun
and
custom
Destroy.
games.
Remember, they didn't even have Search and Destroy in the game within the first couple months. Or so,
Right.
whatever the hell it was.
Yeah,
And they got a whole bunch of complete shit for not having it in the game.
Right.
The competitive community was going to go, oh shit, we're not playing this game. We're just going to not.
yeah, they shouldn't force
Oh,
their
I wouldn't
ideas
have
onto the
played
players,
it.
right?
If there wasn't S&D, I probably would never play competitive on this game. I would be on Black Ops 2 24/7, dude.
Yeah, you know what? While we're on that topic, if there was no search and destroy and it was just domination, which in terms of a spectator experience, domination isn't really that fun to watch. I mean, it can be exciting, but it's not that.
It's either a close Dom game or a close Blitz game is the only time a respawn is fun to watch.
Right? Yeah, and I
It's close, yeah.
If Blitz is like
Right.
a blowout, dude, it's not fun to watch.
and for the most part, it usually is either in most cases Dom. It's usually a blowout in some form, So I mean, Blitz can be fun to watch, but I feel like Dom kind of struggles on the spectator experience. So if it didn't have search, do you think that MLG would have even picked this game up?
Well, they would have picked it up because of how
You
much
think so?
money Activision donated for it.
Just because it's Call of Duty.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
it'd been because of how much money they donated to Activision donated to MLG, but I don't think actually actual spectator was anything.
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
Oh my god.
Well, I think it's still. I still think people don't follow as much as what Black Ops or what people follow
No,
Black
I
Ops
mean,
do.
there's no way they do. Dude.
There's
Like,
so many
domination
pro
and
players that
hardpoint.
hate this game.
What,
Right.
I
I can't wait until next
domination
game.
and hardpoint.
Yeah, and when I went on to Black Ops 2 the other day, I mean, I know Call of Duty's big and everything, and this isn't really an accurate portrayal of
People
stuff.
on that game.
But yeah, there's a lot of people still on that game, So that was surprising.
30K, like always.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people really like. I mean, I even liked Black Ops, and I wasn't even kind of involved in it till the very end. So The only thing I was struggling with was the hit registration, which I think most people were struggling with that.
I think Black Ops 2 was the first game I enjoyed playing, or first Call of Duty I enjoyed playing.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the competitive nature, I think it did a really good job. But the only thing that struggled was the hit registration. That's just for me though. I don't know.
Yeah, that was.
Oh yeah,
a lot of people.
that's every single Treyarch game though.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
You
right.
look at every Treyarch game.
That's why I'm always more excited about Infinity Ward.
I mean, if they could work on that though, like that'd have been like the best Call of Duty. Like that was.
Well,
something
you know what that comes down to? Just stop being cheap and buy some dedicated freaking servers, dude.
Right.
Well, it wasn't all dedicated servers. It's just Treyarch games in general.
Yeah.
Go back and play. Or if you go back and look at World at War, and the first Black Ops, hit detection was still bad in those games too.
Right.
Well, like.
Well, I think in World of War it was a little bit better than the Black Ops 1 and 2 even.
Well, Black Ops 1 just had the FAMAS. They need gun
Right,
balance,
right.
no matter what.
Yeah. So with that, is there any final thoughts as this game wraps up here?
This game sucks.
Any
Reading
words?
Red just killed me.
Any words
Sledgehammer,
directly to
don't disappoint
Activision?
us.
Just
All right,
Treyarch
great.
makes it competitive in it.
Yeah, well, thanks for your your inputs. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Anything you want to say before this goes up? that
This
isn't.
game had so much potential.
Dude, the hype for this game was so big, and
There was no
Infinity
hype for this game. Are you dumb?
There wasn't.
Are you dumb?
Oh, before it gets a little bit too crazy.
The hype for this game was so big. Cause
All right, guys.
alright,
Well, this has
Black
been
Ops 2,
Mr. Baezy.
competitive
If you want to become
all
a Sage
day,
today,
one of the-
subscribe.
probably one of the better Call of
And
Duties
you know,
ever made.
I want to hear your inputs though. I really do. I want you to put some stuff in the comments when you watch this video because this discussion wasn't just for
Maybe in the
But then again,
for our sake or for your sake. It was kind of to stimulate a conversation and maybe see through everyone's ideas what could make the game better.
I feel like
Both games, whether you play Halo, whether you play Call of Duty. I'm not prejudiced. I play both games. I love both games. And with that, this has been Mr. Baezy. Like I said before, and I'm out.